Good afternoon. What's popping, y'all? Or should I say, what's good? Greetings, whatever. Not for one. We here um, to have a little, got like a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about, well, we're gonna talk about the issues at hand, the issues that people have, um, and the issues that people are in denial of. Um, I was talking to a couple of friends or acquaintances, whatever you want to call them, who was chopping it just recently about mental issues. You know what I'm saying? Like people having mental issues that they denial of, or whatever you want to say. You can say clinically diagnosed, or even if you say motherfuckers that ain't been diagnosed with it. You know what I mean? Hey, it's a lot of that shit going on, and it's been going on for years and years and years. But it seems like it's an epidemic now, with a lot of sick men out here. You know what I'm saying? All races though. It ain't just black people. It's Hispanics, Asians, white people, of course. You see all. Hey, we out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trip, man. But the thing is that I don't like is when people in denial of what they have an issue, and and also the other thing is that when people get painted a picture, when they get the picture painted on them that it's something wrong with you because you might be upset about something. See, I guess we got to differentiate. I'm not gonna say we don't guess. We do. We have to differentiate when a person is upset, when they ain't just irate, when somebody might not be in a right mind at that moment. It's called temporarily or momentarily insanity or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But the point is we need to get to the point. So um, I don't know. A lot of people say that sometimes it's either a government experience. Some people government experiments. We don't know, or just some kind of hereditary. I was reading about uh, bipolar, schizophrenic, whatever you want to call it, manic depression, um, chemical imbalance. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Um, there's a lot of people running around. We know a lot of people that's like that, and sadly to say, and it's nothing personal against those people, but like I said before about people in denial of them having an issue, um, is an issue because you come around other people and you cause confusion, and this is a repeated thing that goes on, and has been going on for years, and family members they get tired of that. They love you, they care about you, but you don't love yourself, obviously, because you out here, you get drunk, you're doing drugs or whatever. We don't know what, but and these things are things that you're supposed to so-called avoid though when you have this so-called condition. And if you, especially if you have been diagnosed by some sort of doctor or some sort of physician or some sort of therapist or whatever, you've been into one of these facilities, these mental facilities, such as John George or one of these other places, Napa Hospital. You know, so these are things um, that are a nuisance to families and so-called friends, acquaintances, whoever, whatever you want to call them. This is a burden to them that maybe they probably don't want to admit to you that it hurts them that to see you in this sort of condition, this mental condition. But you also have to look at yourself. And I'm talking to the person, these people. I'm talking to the people who have this mental issue that's in denial of that they have a problem. They want to sit around and front around people. They want to get around other people, especially when it's so-called people that's important. You want to act like you know, um, there's nothing wrong with you. I don't need medication. I don't need this. They're exaggerating. There's nothing wrong with me. Wow. Well, if there's nothing wrong with you, then why do you commit to these crazy activity? You have these weird outbursts. I mean, you do some of the most bizarre things, and it's unexplainable because I don't care what nobody say. I've talked to several people about this topic, and they say the same thing about they don't believe that just all of a sudden you wake up one day and you went bananas. Like I don't get that. Like I've always been trying to figure it out since I've been aware of this situation in several different people that I knew, and um, it may be like, wow, are you serious? Like, I don't think that just out of nowhere, out of the blue, that a person that wakes up and end up being schizophrenic or some shit. All of a sudden, you were normal yesterday, or quote unquote normal, whatever normal supposedly supposed to be. But we know that when you're acting bizarre, we know that if you're not going to sleep, you're doing weird shit. You know, you're in and out of a mental facility. That's serious. And I was talking to a guy who had been incarcerated, and he said that one time, you know, to some of the inmates and to some of even the guard, the correctional person, they were saying, they would feel more of a person like, hey, if you've been incarcerated, that's one thing. You've been in jail, whatever, the county jail, even if you've been in a state prison or whatever. That's not nearly as bad as going to a mental facility, like because you don't have control of your mind. So, when it's terrible when you have to have medication or you have to have someone else monitor you, especially as a grown individual. That's sad. So, well, my point is the contradiction of those people who solely claim are functional. At one minute they might go 2 years and then they're normal, so called. Oh, he has a job, he's functional, he has his own apartment or whatever. But then out of nowhere, this person just blows up and loses everything. He breaks down mentally. It's like a car being broke down. The engine breaks down and his mind just blows. He blows a circuit, blows a gasket, and he's back acting weird, doing weird shit, being annoying to his family. And, instead of being building together, he's a nuisance now. And it's sad though. So I just look at it like those people really need to come to grips with themselves. You need to come to grips with yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, it's just something that has to be put out there. I don't hear nobody talking about it. And then people talk about, oh, you can't talk about them and you can't. Man, we feel sorry for people. We feel sorry. You sympathize and empathize, but you can't help. You only can do so much, and you have to help yourself. Now, I don't like to see people on medicine or medication. I saw several people walking around like zombies. They talk to themselves. And that's the killer thing. Like that's the disturbing thing that you see when you see the people that you so called love and you care about, and these people out here, and they let themselves just who can I mean who can help you but you, really though, who's gonna help you but yourself. You can only do so much for that person. So, like I say, man, if the medicine is so called gonna help you, you need to get on that shit. If that's what's gonna stop you from doing this weird behavior, having these odd outbursts, accusing other people of being against you, paranoia, weird things, it's just it's annoying. You know, I was reading about that, and I don't know. I was reading the difference between the mania and whatever it's called, mania, hyper. I don't know, but I don't know which one was worse. But I just know the activities of these people is annoying though, and it's almost like you wonder sometimes: is this something that's set up to um, target you only, or I don't know? Because I've talked to several other people who have family members or whatever, and they were into this situation, and they said the same thing. They was like, well, wow, it seems like you're particularly targeted, like you get targeted for that, and it's weird, and it makes you feel like, wow, what's going on? Like it seems like when this person is in his right mind, we're the best. We can be cool. We can make things happen. But when this person is on this Dr. Jekyll mission, when he turns into another person, it's like he's totally against you. Like somebody puts something in him. It's like the Super Friends. When you look at, weird things happen. This person is all of a sudden he's against you now. It's like crazy, and then it's almost like you got to defend yourself against this person. So you look like you're wrong for trying to put this person in his place. He's out of place. He's out of line. And what can you do with an out of control robot? I mean, hey, you can pull a chip out of him and maybe he'll calm down and stop. This person, so called, is like you need like a tranquilizer, some kind of medicine. All these different types of medicine they have, and it's sad though. It's terrible that a person has to be controlled by some sort of pharmaceutical pills or whatever the fuck it is. That shit is terrible. So I know it's a very very touchy topic, and people don't want to hear this. I know people don't want to hear what I'm talking about. Hey man, but the truth hurts, man. Your mind is everything. You don't have control of your mind, you don't got control of nothing. Like a car, it will not run without an engine in it. So it's the same thing, man. people can fabricate all these different things, and like we say, these some of these people, they can exaggerate crazy and make the world believe that they're the ones that's in the right, and they're way whacked out of their fucking mind, whacked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's crazy how a person can act like, totally, abide by what's going on in the world, act like, oh, they're part of what's going on. But then when they get around certain people, you act like a totally different person. You turn into a total Dr. Jekyll, like just weird. And that's behind closed doors. It's like almost like, oh, I'm this kind of person. Then when I get around a crowd of people, I'm gonna act like I'm so, respectable, and like I'm so decent. And in all actuality, your mind is just you everywhere. So, like I say, man, this is something that I kind of wanted to avoid to do, but I had to do it because the whole thing is you'll get people will paint a picture of you. That's one thing I hate. People run around talking about, oh, you crazy, you crazy. But the actual, you judge a person on crazy by their actions, not what they say. You look at what they do though. So, to all the people who don't feel like they got any issues, hey man, I feel sorry for you. But then again, I don't, because it's only up to you to help yourself. So, ain't about nobody thinking they better than nobody. But man, when you ain't got, like I say, if you ain't got control of your mind, you ain't got control of nothing. So on that note, I hope y'all get some. You found something about this video that'll help you. Maybe, maybe not. If you haven't, then hey man, you maybe can find a psychiatrist. Maybe somebody can help you. Because going around people and trying to convince them that other people, but you're the one who has issues, mental issues. That's very serious. It's not like, oh, you got a issue with alcohol or whatever. That's bad too though. That, and on top of that, that helps it. People who like this, who has those kind of problems, you know, these vices or whatever you want to call them, alcoholism, fucking drug abuse, fucking sex abuse, all different things. There's a weakness that makes you even more of a weaker person. So you know, it's funny, man. That these people will try to challenge you because they're in some sick mind state. But I know you know, y'all need to get your mind right. Real talk though, because only you can help yourself. That's nobody, no, really no doctor. They can give you the advice to do what you need to do, but other than that, you gotta help yourself. And on that note, we out. Peace.